The people at the press office were so confused when I was like, oh, this is the best day ever. They're like, why do you want a base Golf? We don't get it. We have like a McLaren that you could have. I'm like, oh, no, this is what I want. And yeah, everyone was just like, wow, this dude's kind of weird. Welcome back to the Kyle Connor YouTube channel. Welcome to a beautiful lake here in the hills above New York City. And this is sort of a sad video. This is a sad goodbye to the base Golf here in the US. It's also probably the last Mark 7 press car that will exist. The Mark 8 Golf is new, coming for next year, and we are only getting the GTI and the R. I say it like it's a bad thing. Those are awesome, awesome machines, but there is something magical about just a base, no option Volkswagen Golf, and that is what we have here. They're always just the right size. I love the Mark 7. It's really the perfect car for everything. It's premium. It's put together well. They're solid. They're comfortable. They have actually surprising amounts of room. I love this Volkswagen badge with the backup camera underneath there. You can see my bag fits just fine. Man, sad to see this generation go. So what do you say we take it for a drive? And oh yes, by the way, this one has 3 pedals. You can get the base Golf still brand new with a manual transmission. Let's start it up. And I am just so sad that this is going away. So there's no driving modes, no auto start stop. It's so base. It has literally no buttons next to the shifter, which I love. It does have a sunroof, which I find interesting. That may actually be an option, but I'm not really sure. Settings here, ESC off. It's just traction control. You can't turn ESP off in this generation Volkswagen. I don't even think in the Golf R you can. So let's go for a drive. 3 pedals. Lovely. What do you say we rip it pretty hard out of here? I think we should. A little bit of rev. Wow, the rev hang on the 1-2. Oh, it just rev hangs every gear. I love the base Golf. You see, this is a 1.4 liter turbocharged engine. I don't know how much power it makes, 140 horsepower, something like that. And it is honestly more than enough. Just plucky. Look, 2,300 RPM, foot down. Look at that torque. This is GTI performance here in the base Golf. And this is such an overlooked car. It's quality. It's going to last a while. And it's just fun. You know, the steering's light and direct. It kind of almost hurts that this car is going away. Just look, 2,000 RPM. You don't need to rev this thing out. 3rd gear. Let's hit 2nd. Easy to rev match. Power just makes power everywhere, doesn't it? Oh, I love this car. I think I'm the first person. This has been in the fleet for a while, is my understanding. I think I'm the first one that's ever requested it because I got it with 300 miles on it. And they're like, oh, no one's ever asked for this one. And it's so sad because that's the state of where we are. People don't watch Golf videos anymore. They're interested in the new Taos. They're interested in the Tiguan. They're interested in ID4, which is a really good car, but something special about a Golf. And so in Europe, you're going to be able to get these. I shouldn't be too sad. I guess every time I go over to Europe, I can try and rent one or something like this. But man, is this just an amazing car, perfect for these little roads here. And it's not like we're even shredding it that hard. It's just, look how nimble it is. It's fun just to chuck into a corner like this. Little plucky power too. Foot down. I love it. And it's not a great driving manual either. It's just a very eco hatchback thing. Look at the rev hang after a gear shift. Watch. I'm just going to clutch in off front. And then you wait, and then you hit 3rd. I mean, that's like 3 seconds to wait for the revs to drop down. So you kind of have to hustle along by quick shifting it. Just like that. You just roll on and off the clutch. It's not really a sporty car, but you can drive it in a sporty way, and that's what makes it, I think, the appeal. You know, you have great back seat room. You can put your dog back here. It's a great image. The Golf has always had a great image. The quality is nice. It's simple, but it feels good. You shut the door on this thing, and it's not a tin can. It just thud, and the door is closed. So consider this my homage to the base Mark 7 Golf, which is sadly leaving our shores. And you can always buy one used market, of course, but man, I bet you could get such a good deal on a new one if one's sitting around with a manual. Probably no one wants these things, and that's sad because they're truly good. Look, just great engine. It's not a particularly good sounding engine. It's just effective at moving the car. Really has a task, and turbocharged here means it's honestly fast enough. If you were to tell me this was the GTI's engine from 10 years ago, I'd totally believe you. And, you know, the GTI now is just a real capable machine. I mean, it's truly a sports car. This is just a fun little back road blaster, if you will. And it really is just that. It's just fun. I love that you don't even get temperature controls here for the air conditioning. I have it on one notch off of max AC, so we retain some good engine performance. Fans low for audio, but man, it hurts that this is going away a bit. And let's try the braking performance, shall we? So, and full brakes. Oh. Great brakes. Let's see if we can get a good launch. 2,000, 2,500, what do you think? A little bit of wheel hop and traction control. So I turned ASR off, but it's still kicked on. And wheel hop. This is the fun. You know, new cars are just easy. It's just foot on the brake, launch control, and poof, 0 to 60 in no time. That gets old real quick. Let me tell you, I've owned a Model S P100D. You do that about 3 times and you're like, okay, I get it. And then you're done. And then it's like, well, what did I spend all this money for? You never use it. So, man, beautiful views up here. Fishing at the lake. Wow, this is gorgeous up here. I guess, I don't know if we're in a state park or what, but in no possible way did we just burn the tires. My foot slipped off the clutch inside the state park. Sorry. Well, this 1.4 liter is being adapted now in the new Taos. I was just driving that, and that's now a 1.5 liter, and that felt pretty powerful and good, and it honestly felt freer to rev in a happier engine. So I'd say, you know, this car's flawed. It's old. It's been around forever. Honestly, it's not that much different than the Mark 6, and, you know, it's just probably time for a refresh for sure. I'm not sure I'm digging the front end styling as much as this on the new ones. I really think like a Golf R generation of this is just a mega car, And now we're approaching one of the best parts of this road, which is the big roundabout. So, should we test some cornering grip on the way in and around the roundabout? Heel towing, very easy. Let's not try and crash into a Subaru. Okay, we're not. Second gear is really tall. You do have to use a lot of first gear. All right, let's just... So good at cornering. It's soft. It doesn't have much grip, but you don't need much grip. It's perfect. Oh, man, I love this thing so much. All right, let's get this Dodge out of our way, and then we'll go for a little bit more of a drive, shall we? Let's pull out. I gave that Dodge a little bit of room. Easy clutch. You don't even think about it in this. You can be really patient with your gear shifts for the revs to drop. You just be nice and smooth. Love it. It's good just to drive around like this. Like, I picked this car up at LaGuardia, and I just had traffic for the first, like, 2 hours getting up to Connecticut to see my parents. And I was just like, you know what? It's nice to shift gears in a manual every once in a while. Everyone just needs an automotive reset, and that's exactly what this car is. We're so used to driving these high horsepower, stupid, insano machines, and this truly has made me happy. You know, I'm lucky where I get to drive everything, and you know, very spoiled with my automotive world. But sometimes, and I mean this seriously, the people at the press office were so confused when I was like, "Oh, this is the best day ever." They're like, "Why do you want a base Golf?" We don't get it. We have like a McLaren that you could have. I'm like, "Oh, no, this is what I want." And yeah, everyone was just like, "Wow, this dude's kind of weird," but that's okay. Look at it eating up the corners too. Love this torque band. It doesn't love to be revved all the way out. It just loves to sit right in the middle. What a good road. Into third, foot down. So good. Oh, my suitcase is thrashing around the back. I'm so happy in this car. So happy. Let's just look at that. 2,800 RPM, foot down. You don't even need to downshift. Although I think I will. Why not? It's a manual. Man, it's got some legs too. This is all and more than the power that you need. I don't know why they put a turbo engine in this thing. There was no need. The base one's just totally fine. You know, just the old NA engine. I recently drove this car with an automatic the other day, actually. Just from my local dealer in Colorado. I was just like, yeah, I want to drive this thing. I like Golfs. And it wasn't as good. I was just like, oh, that's kind of disappointing. It's all about the 3 pedals. And it's not like a particularly notchy shifter or particularly good feedback. It just is a really fun thing to row your own gears. Even when you don't need to. Like I could have left it in 3rd there, but no. I just enjoy shifting. Shift. Downshift. Why not? Downshift again. A little bit of dab of the throttle just to bring the revs up. It's that little level of fun. That's just... I mean, do we have any more base manual cars left in the US? I think you have the Mini Cooper 3-cylinder. And that is an okay car, but very electronic-y. When you drive that thing, it just, like, you can tell that the computers are doing most of the work. And you do get a sense of that here with the clutch. You do not need to, like, put your foot on the throttle to make this thing move. I just love that it still roasts the tires. So fun. Forgive my squeaking. I'm just enjoying this. Just enjoying a great car on a great road. Just checking it around. You get a little flywheel chatter. It's not perfect, but it's how it should be. I think that's about all I have to say. Sad to see it go. Really am. It's one of those cars that I never owned a Golf, but I would be the kind of person to own a Golf. I was always a Mini guy. And I feel like I did miss out a little bit by being into Minis. I feel like I should have bought a GTI or something. But I think in an alternate universe, Kyle's driving a base Golf somewhere, and like a diesel base Golf in Ukraine or something like this. That's me for sure. And just wringing it out everywhere. Just fantastic. Just fantastic. Well, thanks for joining me for what might be the last drive. At least of a new one. 447 miles on the odometer. Yeah, break-in period, right? It's a press car. It's going to get ragged on one way or another. Had to bring you along for this experience. To me, this is a special moment. Nice road. Legendary vehicle, although often overlooked. And 3 pedals. It's all that need. It's all you need. This is the recipe for a true good car. And there's not much more to say about it, because it's a simple vehicle. Simplicity is fun. Absolutely bombing. Just so good. They look unpleasant. They're like, who is this dude? The camera strapped to his face. What a road and what a car. See you on the next one.